More testimony is expected today in the trial of a former sheriff's deputy accused of making a woman drop her pants in order to avoid a DWI. Former Valencia County Deputy Patrick Duran is charged with extortion and false imprisonment. The victim told the jury yesterday that she and her boyfriend were inside a parked car in September of 2010 when then Deputy Duran approached them. She said Duran allegedly took her to the back of his patrol car and made her undress from the waist down.
I bent over and I put my pants down and he told me to bend down lower, and so I did it, and then Gabriel got out of my car.
The victim said the officer sped away after her boyfriend got out of the car and apparently tried to put a stop to it. Duran's attorney insists they have the wrong guy. The defense also said that the victim could not identify what agency the officer was with when she made that 911 call that night. Police have released the 911 tape of the murder at the Albuquerque 7-Eleven where a clerk was shot dead. The robbery turned homicide happened last week near UNM. There were two clerks in the store at the time, and you're about to hear one of them make a 911 call to report a robbery outside the store involving a vehicle. While he's on the phone with dispatchers, he describes how one of the suspects enters the store, then gunfire. A bullet hits and kills Chad Mercer, the other clerk at the store. Take a listen.
He's bleeding from the neck?
Yes.
I have help on the way, okay?
Please hurry.
I have him coming as fast as I can.
Police say Eloy Aguilar, who was caught the next day, fired the fatal shot. He's seen right there. He and his alleged accomplices, Julian de Herrera and Dylan Villarreal, are all charged with robbery and murder. They're each held on a $10 million bond. Bernalillo County will have to pay up to $2.25 million to an inmate who was severely beaten at MDC. Inmate Avery Headley was left with permanent brain damage after the attack by two inmates back in 2009. They were charged with attempted murder. A jail guard was also charged because investigators say she did nothing to stop the fight. Hadley is expected to receive about $1.5 million. Arrested again, a former Albuquerque police officer is busted again for allegedly getting behind the wheel drunk. Only this time, cops say she punched an officer as well.
But we're doing our job.
You guys are treating me like a criminal.
We're treating you like everybody else, April.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, I know. You're treating me like any other criminal.
All right, investigators say that was April Sanchez after APD arrested her last July. They say she admitted to driving drunk to her ex-boyfriend's house, breaking his car windshield and keying his car. This was Sanchez's latest incident. You're about to see her mugshot here. This is when she was arrested on Wednesday. Isleta police say that she was drunk at Hard Rock Casino and tried to drive away. During a field sobriety test, cops say she lost it, yelling at an officer and then punching him in the chest. This new charge could land Sanchez back in jail because of her previous case. A Cimarron man and woman faced child abuse charges this morning. Police say they failed to protect the woman's 6-year-old son from getting a severe sunburn. Authorities say 27-year-old Ashley Schlinking's son suffered first and second degree burns on his body. They say it left large blisters on his shoulder and back. Authorities have yet to arrest the mom, but they say an arrest is forthcoming. 38-year-old David Martinez turned himself into police on Friday. An officer spotted the boy last month and says neither adult took any step to protect the child. A public memorial for a beloved fire chief tragically killed in a wreck is planned for this Friday. John Tibbetts was killed Monday morning when a man in a Cadillac station wagon collided with his vehicle on I-25 northbound near Bernalillo. The Sandoval County Fire Chief's vehicle spun out of control and flipped over. He was wearing his seatbelt but died in the crash. His funeral is scheduled for Thursday at Daniel's Funeral Home in Rio Rancho. The public memorial will be held at the Santa Ana Star Center the following day. Albuquerque garbage customers, beware. Overload your trash bin and you'll have to pay a fine. The city is cracking down on overstuffed pickup bins and trying to cut out a litter problem.
The most basic is litter. is the truck goes to unload that container and trash just blows out of the container or falls out of the container because it doesn't make it into the hopper because it's overloaded.
Trash truck drivers are going to start reporting customers who don't follow the rules. You'll get 2 warnings, but after the 3rd one, you'll have to pay $15. You can get another bin, by the way, for an extra $5 a month. Also, people who set their trash bins too close to mailboxes or cars for the pickup trucks will face extra fees. New this morning, New Mexico is ranked 49th in the country when it comes to a child's well-being. The 2012 Kids Count data book has released the annual ranking of child welfare in the U.S. by Annie E. Case Foundation. Only Mississippi fared worse than New Mexico. The study shows New Mexico has a long way to go to improve the economic situation, the education situation, and the community overall for kids. It states more than 1/3 of the state's parents lack secure employment in 2010, and 30,000 more New Mexico kids now live in poverty than they did in 2005. Last year, New Mexico ranked 46th in the country.